All right, to the side of my kitchen, I have this shelf, which, yes, it looks in shadow now. They have lights that they grow. I turned them off because they didn't like the camera. The lights were purple in the camera. Okay, so everything up here on the top shelf are peppers that I believe I will be planting in my garden. Now I have a ton more peppers started in the kitchen, just in little seed start trays that have not been separated into pots like this. So I will either dedicate more space in the garden to peppers or be giving away a lot of pepper seedlings this year. It's about half and half hot varieties and sweet varieties. But nothing too super dangerously hot. It's pretty, huh? You're doing great, you cherry hot pepper, you. Yes, you are. Looking good. Little tiny guys to big guys. Peppers grow very slowly at first. Some of them are getting nice and big like this. This is a little bit leggy, but not too bad. I think it's going to transplant out very well. This one's a little more floppy, but looking good. All right, and then down here on this shelf, I mostly have nasturtiums and these like neglected Tiny Tim tomato plants. So this, you can see they're just getting too big for the space. Oh, and this guy here is a tomatillo. So I need to move these. They just grew way too big this week, I guess. But a bunch of nasturtiums that I potted up in bigger containers that have really grown up nice and big. And then a couple tomatillos that frankly, they grew real tall and leggy, and I was worried that I was going to completely lose them and have to toss them out, but I gave them a shot at potting them into a bigger container, and that seems to have helped them. They seem a lot stronger, and obviously they grew a lot this year, so now, or this week, so they're too high, so I need to put them more, you know, in another area where they're not touching the light. And more nasturtiums, also getting very big. They must really like it here. And then another one, and another one that's trailing down here. So nasturtiums are one of those things that I started some inside to see as an experiment whether I could get them to start and then transplant them. But I will also plant them outside direct sow because that's actually the preferred. So, but obviously I started them in little seedlings and then I transplanted them into these pots and they did great. So transplanting in and of itself seems to be not the end of the world for them, but we'll see. This might have been a mistake, but that's all right. Didn't cost me anything. Just a couple seeds and a little bit of time. They're pretty though. And then in the back, I had started long ago these little tomatoes called Tiny Tim that were only supposed to get a little bit tall. They were such an experiment. You can see in the back there, they're all droopy. It's just, I haven't even been watering them. I'll come in and water them and see if I can revive them. But I was growing them for just the concept of like a little container plant, little container tomato. I liked the idea of it. But once I started full on seed planting mode in this late winter, I really just didn't spend a lot of time thinking about them, and so they got a little bit leggy, out of hand back there. They are still alive, and tomatoes are usually pretty hardy, so I might be able still to get something from them. All right.